All right, if you've ever struggled to stick to your diet, this quick video is for you. I'm going to go through 5 secrets to stick to your nutrition plan, diet, program, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So first off, hit the link below to join my free group. We've helped over 1,500 at last count. Busy parents burn belly fat without BS fads, just simple tips like this, simple science. All right. So first up, C is greater than I. Consistency always beats intensity over the long haul, tortoise versus the hare, right? So if you're trying to make some changes and you're going to super intense classes 5 times a week, and you know without a shadow of a doubt you can't stick to that kind of schedule, don't even start, because the results you get from temporary behavior change are temporary results. So I much prefer the person does 3 workouts at home for 30 minutes, makes some small additions like walking more and eating more protein. Those small changes add up, lead to less results in the short term, but over the long term, the person that loses maybe a pound a week over a whole year is going to beat the person that loses 10 pounds in month 1, gains back 10 pounds month 2. All right. Number 2, minimally processed equals satiety. So that is your food choices, right? I saw a stat that 67% of the foods our children consume are ultra processed. So we're being programmed to seek out highly calorie dense foods, taste good, but really add up in terms of calorie intake, right? There was some research done, I forget the author, but they put rats on a really healthy diet. They were good going for a while, and then they introduced the standard American diet, Snickers bars, bacon, etc. And they ate themselves obese over 6 weeks, just ravenous, right? They couldn't stop. Then they removed the processed food, reintroduced the healthy food, and they turned their noses up at it. Until they were absolutely starving, they had no longer any interest in healthy food. So you almost have to dull your palate, focus on 80% of your food from highly nutritious whole foods. You know what I'm talking about: lean meats, salads, potato. You can sauce and season them as you see fit. But trying to remove some of that ultra processed food is going to help rewire your gut health and your brain to start to savor the food that actually serves us best. Okay. It's tough in today's world to do that, but it makes it a lot easier to get through your day consuming enough calories, but not too much. W to win, that means walking more. So nothing too intense here. If you're averaging 4,000 steps today, try to bump that up to 6,000. Maybe it's 8,000 a month from now. 10,000 is sort of the gold standard to shoot for eventually. How I do that is what I call micro walks. So they show after a meal, if you get a 5-10 minute walk in, greatly reduces blood sugar and the benefit of more calories burned. So I like 10 minutes between meetings. If I have time like right now, I would quickly listen to a podcast, do a lap around even the house, but around the block. That counts. That adds up. It doesn't have to be one 60-minute walk or else you failed. Okay. All right. 4th one, setbacks equal stepping stones. You're human. You're going to have times where kids get sick, you get banged up, so you miss a few workouts. So the idea here is not to slash all 4 tires when one gets flat. That's kind of the analogy we use in our coaching program is have a short memory, reset, win the next meal, win the next day. That's how the week is won. It's that mindset people get into when they make one mistake, and they should frame it as a minor slip up. It happens to all of us. But then it becomes this weekend bender, and then next week on and on compounds, and they get moving in the wrong direction for too long. Okay. Last one, all comes down to you becoming a new identity, shifting from a person that makes bad choices on autopilot to a person who makes good choices on autopilot. Because until you become the person you want to become in habits, in daily routines, you're not going to get the outcome you want. Right? You can't be a fit person with the habits and routines of someone that's largely unfit. Makes fairly obvious sense here when I say it that way. But when it comes down to it, until you become a person that makes these good choices mostly all the time without having to really force it, the results are always going to be temporary. And we talk a lot about that in our program is mindset first. Mindset matters most. We have a mindset matrix course that goes through kind of the deeper work here with our mindset mentor, Gavin. If you want that training, I'll shoot it over to you free. Just message me the word mentorship. I'll send that. Okay. So yeah, mindset matters most. It took me a long time to get through this. You know, I gained and lost probably 10, 20 pounds, like several times in my 20s until I lost 60 pounds, kept it off, try to reflect on what I did. And a lot of it comes down to these unconventional things that are often overlooked when people are looking at changes they need to make to lose weight. But if you focus on consistency, you focus on whole foods, minimally processed, you walk as much as possible, you see setbacks as stepping stones, and you become a new person, a new identity in the process, you will win eventually. I promise you that. All right. Sounds good? Want to copy my book, Undiet Yourself, a PDF copy? I can send that to you or get it on Amazon. Enough sales pitch for today. We'll talk soon, guys. Cheers.